predictive analytics clearly requires data. How big do you see the challenges of collecting that data? Is that something that CSPs are in a position to get their hands on the data they need, or is there a lot of work to do there? Is there a big integration cost? And maybe comment on the role of sort of standards bodies like some of the work the Forum is doing. Where do you see the maturity there?
Okay, so great question. In terms of collecting the data, as we move forward with business intelligence and predictive analytics, the power comes from being able to collect data from more and more data sources. So standards bodies definitely have a play in being able to bring in more data and to standardize the way we collect the data and to present the data to applications that are going to process it. But there are actually also platform-based techniques. There are open source platforms. There are commercially available platforms. Ciena has a Blue Planet Analytics platform that allows us to easily collect data from multiple sources. And I'll just give you one quick example of multiple data sources. Obviously, we're collecting data from networking equipment and lots of different types of networking equipment, and that's clear that we want to run analytics on that. But in some respects, we also want to be able to collect data from our OSS systems and trouble ticketing systems. But beyond that, we know, for example, I used to work for a company that built access equipment, and we deployed some equipment inside of cabinets, and we deployed some equipment inside of COs in environmentally controlled environments. And I can tell you for a fact that when we're predicting network health, that equipment that we deployed in a cabinet that sat in Arizona, where it gets to 45 degrees Celsius in the summertime and in the middle of a dust storm, that equipment failed a lot more often than the equipment that sat inside of a CO. So we know that if we can pull data from environmental data from external systems, or there's many different types of data that we might want to collect. Some of it, providers are collecting it today. A lot of what we're talking about is being talked about inside of standards organizations like TM Forum, but there's also many other types of data that we can imagine collecting in the future, and then finding ways to have that correlate into the things that we actually want to predict. And I think the power is really going to come from when we start bringing in the different types of data and helping that give us insights, the customer data, the sentiment analysis that we can do, the traffic flow, analytics that we can bring in, and, environmental data, and combined with the networking data, we're going to see some really interesting applications.